Hi. So I know some of you guys are going back to school, or maybe starting school or starting college, and it can be tough making friends. So I thought I would share my story when I started school and me trying to make friends. I think my experience is a little different because I was a transfer student, so I didn't get that experience of starting as a freshman, kind of, I don't know, that whole thing. I was taking my prereq classes for my major, and I would talk to the people next to me, and I thought, oh, this is great. I'm talking to people. Maybe they'll become my friend. And that wasn't the case, because after class was over, they would immediately leave, and I'd be like, oh, okay, see you next time, you. Then I realized that my school was a commuter school, so everyone lived at home. So after class was over, they would just go home. No one really stayed at school just to hang out. So I was like a loner. I tried a dorm at school, but I was on a wait list a month before school started, and there was no guarantee that I would get a dorm. So I ended up getting an apartment close by school, and I got a roommate off of Craigslist. That is a different story. All my roommates were off of Craigslist, and those were horror stories. Except my first one. My first roommate was okay, but the rest. So in the beginning, I just had the classmate buddies where you just talk to the people in class, and those are good to make because if you ever missed a class, not like I ever missed a class, but you need a classmate buddies to catch up on notes if you miss any classes, and those are good to make. But those were the only ones I had so far. No one really wanted to hang out. Maybe it was me. But I was talking to my roommate and I was like, gosh, it's so hard trying to make friends at school. Like, maybe I should look into a club or something. And she said, yeah, maybe you should. So I was looking on the website, and I had this thing when I first moved to LA for school that I wanted to make more Asian friends. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous. Where I grew up, it's mainly Hispanics and whites. There wasn't that many Asian people. There's a Filipino community. I had Filipino friends, but I wanted more diverse Asianness. And I wanted to make some Korean friends because I was a banana. I was looking online on the college website, and I saw that there was a Asian Pacific club, and I'm like, that's perfect because that's what I'm looking for. Diversity, diverse Asianness. After class, I realized that there was the club week, and it was in the main walkway. So I'm walking and I'm looking for the Asian Pacific Club. I don't see anything. So I'm walking around, and then I see this guy looking at me, and he looks Asian, and I look down at the club banner, and it says Vietnamese Club. And right away I went, nope. And not to be mean or anything, but I had this stereotypical view on Vietnamese people. I know, that's bad. I know that sounds bad, but I really didn't know that much about Vietnamese people. And I had one or two friends that were Vietnamese, but I wasn't looking for a specific club. So that was just like Vietnamese club. Like, even if there was like a just Chinese club, I wouldn't have been drawn to it. I wanted a diverse, I was looking for the Asian Pacific Club. Where was it? So I was walking in, and he's like, hey. I'm like, hi. And he's just like, do you want to join the Vietnamese club? And I was like, sorry, I'm not Vietnamese. And he's like, oh, we welcome everybody. And I'm just like, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm Korean, I'm not Vietnamese. Because I thought you had to be Vietnamese to be in the Vietnamese club. I know that sounds stupid, but he's like, no, well, I'm Chinese, and I'm the president. Later I found out he's Chinese Vietnamese, which I didn't know. But he's like, oh, join, and hey, we have like Mexican girl in the club too. It's diverse. And I'm like, one Mexican girl and it's a diverse club? But I just was straight up, I'm looking for the Asian Pacific Club. Have you heard of it? I don't see it around. He goes, oh, I'm in there too. I'm like, oh, really? He goes, yeah. I said, well, okay, well, I'm gonna put my email address on here, but please just call me for if you know information about the Asian Pacific Club. He goes, yeah, no problem, but if you still want to join, I'm like, nah, it's okay. He's like, but we'll still come. I'm like, oh, nah, it's okay, bye. A couple of days later, someone called me from the club, and she's just like, hey, we have a club meeting tomorrow if you want to come. And I'm just like, I don't know. She's like, just come, check it out. And I was just like, we'll see. So I was talking to my roommate and I was just like, should I go? And she goes, I dated a Vietnamese guy once. Don't go. And I was like, but I have no friends. She was like, you'll figure it out. I was like, think about it. And I had class. My class ended right when the meeting started. So like I couldn't concentrate in class because I was thinking, should I go? Should I not go? After class, I went towards where the meeting was going to be held. So I'm like slowly walking by the door and I see that the room is packed. It's a small room, but it's packed. And I pass by the door and just like, should I go in or not? And I'm like waiting outside the door like a stupid person, and it was like, should I go in? I'm like late, you know, I'm like 5 minutes late and it's packed and I don't know what to do, and I'm just like, F it. I go inside and then everyone's like looks at me and I'm like, hi, and they're like, oh great, we just got done introducing everyone, why don't you introduce yourself? And I said, okay, hi, my name is Angela and I just transferred here, and I'm Korean, I'm not Vietnamese. That's how I introduced myself. And so I sat down right in front and no one was really talking to me. A lot of people kind of already knew each other. And then the president guy is probably the only guy who was talking to me. And I said, oh, well, someone called me yesterday and she seemed really nice. And he goes, oh yeah, it's that girl over there. And then he called her over and I was gonna say hi to her because she sounds so friendly on the phone. And I look over to her and she goes, huh? Oh, hey. And I'm like, okay, I guess you were just being friendly just to get me to go to the meeting. And then I saw the Mexican girl who she was talking to. By the way, that girl who called me and the Mexican girl are two of my best friends today, ironically. It took a while for me to talk to people. Mostly the guys came up to me and then we were talking, and it was okay for a first meeting. I was contemplating whether I should go to the second meeting and they were telling me I should, and I was thinking since I gave it a shot, I might as well go to the second meeting and give it another chance. And I'm glad I did, because at the second meeting, it was a lot more relaxed and I met a lot of great people who are still my friends today. Through the club, I got to go to a lot of events and go to many different schools to hang out, and it was a lot of fun. My perception of the Vietnamese culture changed. Like I learned some stuff. I'm not that into it, but I was introduced to their food, which I didn't really try before, and now I crave Vietnamese food. Like I crave pho, and it's hard to find pho in this where I live, but I found a restaurant that actually is pretty good. It's pretty good. I think clubs are a great way to meet people, or sorority or frats, if that's your thing. That's not my thing, so that's why I joined a club. But that is a great way to start. So aside from that, when you start your major classes, you make friends as well, because you're surrounded by these group of people in the same major and you're taking the same classes for every quarter, every semester. So you're bound to see each other and talk. And that is another way to make friends. So what I guess I'm saying is people are more open in college. Don't be so scared. It doesn't hurt to give things a try, to try something new. And that's what college is about. It's about learning and growing. And after college, same thing. Same thing. So I would say in college, it's a lot easier to make friends, because it's just like, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then you exchange numbers or you add each other on Facebook. It got a lot easier throughout my time in college. I can't say the same thing now. I think as you get older, it's a bit difficult to make friends, and I'm just going by my experience. Also, I'm talking about like not your coworkers or friend of friends. I mean just initially, just like college, where you just meet somebody by yourself, like not even knowing anything about them. Like if you see someone, oh, that person looks cool, maybe we can be friends. Like, that is hard. I should know, because I got rejected recently. Past couple years, I feel like I kind of lost myself, and this year I slowly be trying to become back to being Angela. It's been a while since I put myself out there, and by that I mean being more social. And I don't mean like hanging out with friends, that type of thing, just like meeting people in general, new people. So through work, I will go to this place to buy stuff, and I don't meet a lot of people my age. Where I live, I deal with mostly older people. So when I saw this guy who is around my age, I got a little excited because I'm like, hey, you're young too. We're both around the same age. So we would like small talk, and I thought through every visit we were getting to know each other a lot more. And then we found out that we live by each other, like super close. And he seemed like very interested in the fact that we live by each other. By the way, I didn't flirt with him. Anything that he said, I did not take it as anything that he was flirting with me. But I would say that when it comes to it being a guy and a girl, it's very different. So I should have known that. But I have guy friends and we hang out. I could call them, I could text them, and it'd be cool because I guess there is that mutual understanding that we're not attracted to each other. So I again, it's been a while, so I didn't take any of these stuff into consideration. So last time I saw him, he brought up where I lived again. So I thought, oh well, he is very interested in where I live. So I was more specific this time, because when people ask you where you live, you just give a general location. But so I was very specific. And so I said, well, hey, if you ever want to hang out, we live close by each other. I said very casual, and that's where it just crashed and burned. It was so awkward because he thought I was asking him out. So I kind of got double rejected, friendship and him thinking I asked him out. And it was probably one of the top 10 awkward moments I've been in, because I've never made someone feel so uncomfortable like that before, because he was like a broken record player saying the same thing over and over again. I'm just like, how do I get out of this situation? And since he wasn't talking much, and I try to fill in the gaps by saying stupid things, and I don't remember what I said because I think my subconscious is telling me that this is horrible and you should not remember it ever again, because I can't tell you what happened in between. It was that bad. So I had to see him again recently, and I expected him to avoid me. And whether it was intentional or not, that's what happened. I'm not gonna lie and say that I wasn't attracted to him, but my intent was, honestly, it was innocent. I was asking to be friends, but I guess my words didn't come out like that. I said if just wanted to hang out, but I guess from a guy's point of view, that does sound different. But we weren't talking about, I don't know. I'm not gonna think too much of it because I already was thinking too much of it, but what am I gonna do? It is what it is, right? Back to what I said earlier, it's hard making friends when you're older with a random person. So make as much friends as you can when you're younger is basically what I'm trying to say. Make as many friends as you can when you're younger. You live and you learn from your mistakes. So next time you know, hey, don't say that way, or say it a different way when you meet somebody. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna die alone with my future 15 cats and dogs. I'm gonna die.